Hey everyone. So I didn't really get the moment or like the opportunity yesterday to like post like a super long video or whatever or like anything too special cuz I was just lazy as fuck. I had a lot going on that day. Actually, like the events from yesterday is actually going to be a story cuz me and my friends were at the mall and some crazy stuff happened. It was like really fun. But that's a story for another time. However, this story is, as you probably read the title and clicked on the video, not sure if you clicked on this video by accident, because, my shit sucks and nobody's probably going to watch this, but, this video is kind of just about, like, that day before, like, Thanksgiving break at school. Now, a lot of pretty crazy stuff happened, in this day, and this story isn't, like, an extreme, like, banger, but, it's pretty good, it's fun, it's funny, it's relaxing, it's pretty cool, and it's one of my, like, fonder memories, and it includes some juicy topics. So, without further ado, I'm just gonna get straight into it. So, as you guys can probably fucking guess, this shit took place, the week before Thanksgiving break. I'm pretty sure in most California schools, they just have it so that, like, you have, like, a week off for Thanksgiving, and then you come back the week after, and, it's about, like... Yeah, it's just 7 days long and it's a break. Well, 9 days long if you count the Saturday and the Sunday from the weekend before, but yeah, we had that break. So pretty much on this specific day, it was obviously the Friday, which was the last day, and it was kind of funny, because on this day, well, pretty much just this whole, like, week in general, I had these two pens, right? And, like, I would take these, like, as the day started out, in the morning, I came up to my friend Chris. I talk about this dude almost every fucking story without missing a beat. Me and Chris, we both actually, like, a week before, we went up to the other guy, Cody. This is the guy I got the shrooms from, right? And we bought these cakes for about $20 each. Like, I got a golden nectar, he got a golden nectar, and then a couple days later... Oh, fuck. Sorry, I'm drinking fucking Mountain Dew, that's why that happened. A couple days after me and Chris picked up those two dispos, I got another dispo. So I had these two wax pens, so I was fucking set. I was good. I'm getting way the fuck off topic, my bad, guys. But essentially, kind of just, I come in this morning... And, I see Chris is there. He's just on his fucking phone, zoned out as shit. I don't even remember if he was, like, bone sober or if he was completely fucking out of it. Because this dude's eyes don't even get red. Like, they just stay completely white, no matter if he's, like, about to puke or if he's completely, like, sober, right? So, we're both behind the band room. And, we're at this pocket where there are these two doors. And I'm just sitting in the corner taking hits off my shit. And slowly more of our friends start to show up. Like, I'm pretty sure my friend Alan showed up. My friend Jonathan showed up eventually. And, a bunch of the others. But here's where the story gets a little bit, like, more silly, I guess. So this is where it starts to escalate just a tiny bit. So... like, a part of this that I'm, like, telling you that's, like, important to keep in mind is, you see, I kind of took a little too many hits in the morning before class. Me and Chris, we have, fucking PE together first period. Oh, fuck, it sucks, because, I just realized, because, recording this commentary, I'm actually on winter break right now, Yeah, high school, pushing unk status over here. But, Chris is gonna be on independent study all next semester, apparently. So, for future stories, you won't be hearing his ass as much. Back on track. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, guys. Fuck. But, pretty much, yeah. So, we had this first period. So, I decide, you know what? I'm gonna go all the fucking way. So, I open up my locker. I put my backpack in my locker, and I close my locker. And then I get up from, like, that little bench, and then I move and I go to the bathroom in the locker room, which is usually pretty emptied out. There's only, like, usually, like, 1 to 2 guys in there, like, at once, and they're not even usually in the stalls. They're just, like, fucking doing this thing where they're, like, checking their hair and, like, putting fucking water into it. I don't know. It's first period, so this wasn't even the kids from the other period. This is just kids doing whatever the fuck. But so I go into the stall, I whip out the cake. I whipped out the golden nectar one because that one actually had a pleasant flavor, and I wasn't gonna get desperate and use the bad one like I'm some fucking animal or some shit or some crackhead. I'm only gonna get crackhead tendencies if my good one runs out and I need to use the shit one. I'm getting kind of off topic. But so I pull the good one out and I'm taking hits off of it. And then I just kind of zone out, you know? It was one of those hybrid strains, the golden nectar was. And I think it was a little bit more powerful with, like, the indica terpenes, but the sativa terpenes were definitely still, like, very prominent. I don't remember what the exact terpenes were, but it showed, like, the percentages at the back. And I even did, like, my whole research on this shit. This shit was pretty powerful, and I felt it. So, you know, I'm in the stall, and then I just hear from behind me this fucking locker room attendant, and, like, I'm not just zoned out. Like, at this point, I was mid-hit, and I was mid, like, 5-second hit. So this wasn't, like, one that you just hit and then blow out. This is one that you go, like, and then you go, and if you're lucky, you might just not cough. But if you're unlucky, you're gonna cough. So behind me, I hear from one of those, like, locker room attendant, that's just fancy word for security guard that fucking catches little kids in the locker room doing stuff they're not supposed to, like fucking, I don't know, snorting ketamine off of somebody's ass crack, I don't know. But pretty much behind me from this security guard, or locker room attendant, if you will, since that's what the school calls them, but they have a security patch on their back, so it's just straight up, it's literally just a security guard. I hear, let's go to PE, you're late, and he's like banging on the wall, and then as soon as he says this, I just breathe in harder, like I already took the pen away from my mouth. I just go, and I just have this look of pure terror on my face. I just breathe it all out, look, I fucking go out, it's fucking boxed as hell in there, like, it's looking fucking smoky as shit in there, for, like, good smoky, and then I fucking look in the mirror, eyes are bloodshot, I leave out there probably smelling like skunk ass, and I don't know, the security guard he either didn't notice or he didn't give a shit, and then I just went out to PE with Chris. Nothing really crazy happened, nothing really worth storytelling that happened in first period, just me and Chris being fucking stupid, and, like, I'm pretty sure Chris even argued with this one, like, old-ass lady in the fucking, small gym. Because, like, she kept coming by and, like, telling him to put his phone away. And they ended up getting into the most, like, passive-aggressive argument ever, which I thought was pretty funny. But that's not really relevant. So I'm just gonna skip to a part that is relevant. So this is where the story gets quite a bit more funny and, like, overall quite a bit more, like, relevant. I want to say, like, fast forward to about, like, third period. Yeah, third period. It was the end of third period, and I was walking out. And since my friend Jonathan and his cousin, they both got out of art class, which was fairly close by. So when they came by, you know, we were hanging out. I'm pretty sure I gave Jonathan a hit of my cake. You know, the good tasting one. I wasn't going to hook my boy up with no shit. You know, like, no shit that sucks. But yeah. But anyway, I realized, like, holy shit, I've been talking to Jonathan and his cousin for quite a little bit. And my third and fourth period classroom were, like, fairly close to each other. And, you know, so I thought that I would be good. But then I realized, like, holy shit, I really, really, really need to take a fucking piss. So I tell Jonathan, I'm like, yo, dude, I think I'm just going to go to the bathroom and then I'm going to go to class. All right? And he's like, oh, shit. My bad. He's kind of just like, oh, you know, that's good, you know, whatever. I'm just going to go to PE now. So I'm like, okay. And then so I walk into the bathroom and, you know, I take that piss. And then when I walk out, there's this one kid in my fourth period, which is my next period. In my fourth period, there's this kid named Freddie. And he always just comes into class, like, really, really, really fucking late. And the teacher doesn't really, like, my fourth period teacher's pretty cool, so he doesn't really get on his ass for it, but, like, it's still kind of funny, because they'll, like, hint at it to him, like, oh, Freddie, why are you coming into class so late, because, you know, he has really shitty grades. But, so, when I walk out of the stall, because, you know, I'm not one of those psychos that's gonna drop a piss in the urinal, I see Freddie and a bunch of his fucking friends in the bathroom, and they're all, like, in a circle. And I see Freddy like reach into his backpack, and this dude pulls out a moo-ha. And this is where the shit gets really funny, because I see him take a fat fucking hit of this, and that hit just fucking eats him alive. Like, he's coughing, he's fucking dying, he sounds like he's choking, like, he was sweating. And then he just looks at me and he goes, "Yo, you be smoking?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Oh, well, it's a Friday. I can get you one of these." And then he pulls out, like, two, like, fresh moo-has. They're, like, in the packaging. So I'm just like, "Oh, shit, dude, that's nice. Yeah, if I ever have money," which I don't right now because I blew them on these bitches. And I pulled out one of my cakes. And I was like, "You want to hit this?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And I gave him a hit. And then I go into class. I was late as fuck. I was about to, like, pull out my planner or some shit and start writing, but I realized, like, oh, shit, right, today's a Friday, and literally, like, next week, we just completely have off because it's Thanksgiving break, and I remembered that we're, like, throwing one of those, like, shitty, like, mediocre class parties that, like, still low-key, I mean, I didn't care, I was high, I was gonna, like, fucking have the time of my life. But yeah, they proceed to pull out, like, popcorn, candy, drinks, and, my high ass was low-key, like, drooling over this shit. And it's, like, low-key really funny, though, because, like, 20 minutes later, or maybe not 20 minutes, like, 15 minutes later, I see fucking Freddy walk into the classroom, and he's fucking stumbling around. His eyes are, like, ever so slightly rare. I guess he's one of those people where they don't get really, really red. They just get a little, like, tiny bit, like, glossy, and maybe, like, just the littlest bit of red. But so Freddy comes in, the teacher kind of just looks at him, and then I guess immediately just knows, because my fourth period teacher's, like, kind of, like, he already knows about that sort of thing, he's, like, used to it. He kind of just looked at Freddy and shaked his head no, and, like, didn't really do anything about it, because, most of them didn't give a shit. But yeah, so I'm just in my fourth period class. I was so fucking high, I don't even remember what movie we were watching. I remember that the movie was, it was pretty fucking boring, I'm not gonna lie. But I was just munching on a bunch of this popcorn. I remember I got, like, I think 9 cups of popcorn. I got, like, fucking, 6 pieces of candy. I was, like, completely fat-assing out. Like, I didn't even care. I was just going all the way. Not gonna lie, though, while, like, eating this popcorn and, like, watching this, like, somewhat shitty movie, not gonna lie, I could smell it off of myself, so I'm pretty sure, like, I couldn't really tell, because, I was in an altered mindset, if you will, but, I think everybody could tell, not gonna lie. After, like, around 9 or 10 cups of popcorn and those ungodly amount of pieces of candy, eventually I ran out of water, so I asked my teacher if I could get some more, and he pulls out this big, like, jug of water, and he hooks me up, because, we had cups in the classroom, so I was chilling. After this class, the rest of the day was, like, pretty uneventful. Like, I'm pretty sure for a lot of the other periods, they just had me fucking working, like I was, like, a fucking kid during the Industrial Revolution, like a 5-year-old or some shit. The rest of the day was kind of just boring, and I know the story didn't really have any, like, crazy climax or, like, any super, like, crazy parts that, like, would make this, like a story with, like, a resolution and a conflict and, like, all that. This was kind of just more of, like, a chill down story and, like, oh, hey, this is funny, like, oh, hey, here's just, I just wanted to put a story out that I thought was kind of fun, I don't know if other people think it's as fun as I do. Some people might think it's boring as shit, but, I thought it'd be a pretty good thing to post. But, yeah, I'll try to keep you guys updated. I do have another story about the last day before Christmas break, where it was very similar to this one, but a lot crazier, and I'll make sure to tell that one eventually. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and, yeah, just stay tuned for more, and, I'll try to keep y'all updated on that.